another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling. And hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello. Hello, hello. Oh. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, to all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, my tea leaf readers, my tea baggers, and my tea biscuits. What's your tea? What's your tea? What is your tea, darling? It's another glorious day. I know you know what time it is, honey. So you have all of your crumpets together because, darling, it's time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yes, I'm so thankful that we're able to come to you tonight because y'all know we usually supposed to be here Fridays and Saturdays, honey, but lately, honey, our Saturdays have been just taking us elsewhere and carrying on. And then with me starting this campaign, it's going to be another time where we're probably just going to be here only on Fridays and et cetera, right? However, I got some things coming down the pipeline so that we can make sure that you guys are entertained and get your daily dose of tea, honey, okay? Making sure you are dishing tea, darling, with Big Meats. Let me bring in my co-host up in here. We got the Minister Lavelle M. Hayes Sr. up in here. Okay, doing the thing.
God bless this mess.
Okay. Okay. And et cetera, honey. So listen, we're going to get down into this thing here we call the show. All right. Now, please, I want you guys to come on up in here. Get your comments and stuff together, honey. Y'all was on fire last night. I need y'all to have that same energy tonight, if not more. Okay.
More is best.
Okay, right. And then we'll be able to do all of that. Okay, wait a minute. No, I really think that one of the side effects of my medication is that I get dry mouth. Because this is really sending me over the rainbow. Wait a minute, hold on a minute. Hey, baby, I'm on the air right now. What's up? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my baby daddy. You know, I had to take that phone call. In any event, we are in the thralls of this world we call life, child, and things of that nature. Tonight, we're going to get into a couple of topics, child, that I know is going to take the evening, okay? And I want to make sure that you guys are proactive with us and all of that. So having said all that, we're going to get right into the show. But before we do, let me do a great, big, huge shout out, honey, to my entertainment mama, honey, Miss Patti LaBelle. Miss Patti LaBelle, Miss Patti LaBelle, Miss Patti LaBelle, honey. Today is her birthday, honey. She is 81 years young, still doing it. Y'all know she's on tour right now with the Queens tour. Yeah. 4 legends and 1 stage, baby. And I and my son, we're going to the Memphis show in September 21st. We're going to go to that show, darling. Yes. Now, if I can swing and let this money come through for me, honey, I will go to the September 20th show too. They're going to be here in Atlanta on September 20th.
My
So,
brain.
you know, we have the godmother of soul, Miss Patti LaBelle, the Empress of Soul, Miss Gladys Knight, the Duchess of Soul, my little sister, honey, my big little sister, Miss Stephanie Mills, and the Contessa of Soul, honey, Shaka Khan, are all going to be performing on one stage, child. Okay.
Back to the Stephanie Mills.
Yeah. Y'all know that's my sister right there, honey, and I know this show is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I've seen clips from the Las Vegas show because y'all know they kicked off in Las Vegas. And for those who were able to go and get the first show of the two or whatever, I'm jealous. But nonetheless, honey, they had a fantastic time, and I'm not expecting anything less. Now, I did see that for those of y'all who are trying to go to the Baltimore show, I forget what day it is. Patty is not going to be on that show for whatever reason. I think she had other obligations, and that particular date, she's not going to be there in Baltimore with you guys. So, but you're going to have the other three that's going to be absolutely fantastic. So don't get upset. Okay, just know because they got the little asterisks on the sign that if you're not reading the fine
I gotta go. Then go.
Okay.
Then go.
Then go.
Go
Okay.
to the bank.
Right.
Go to Ticketmaster and go.
Right. Okay.
Ninja.
Oops. Okay. Right. So, so happy birthday shout outs to Patti LaBelle. Now, I wonder how they're going to do that because Patty's birthday is today. Gladys's birthday is on the 28th. They're 4 days apart. Same
Going
age.
on the midnight train around the corner.
Okay.
I'm already in Georgia.
Oh, Marta. Okay, the midnight Marta. Anyway,
Shout out, Red.
right. Okay. So that there is that. So for those of y'all who got tickets, honey, go have a good time with them. But we're going to go to the Memphis show, and I'm excited. Okay. So now let's get into this. Let's get into this. I want to start with the topic that we were going to do yesterday, but we didn't have time because we had to get up out of here. And this question is going to take up a lot. In fact, the other questions that we have is probably going to blend into this. And the topic is, why is it that ratchet behavior is acceptable to be the narrative of Black culture? Okay. Why have we as a culture accepted ratchetness and ratchet behavior? Listen, so much so to where the word ratchet is not really a word.
No, it's a word. Now they've embraced it.
Yeah, it's a word now.
Ratchet, bruh. They have a thing touring across the United States right now called Ratchet Bingo.
Yes. Yes.
They are profiting off of being
ratchet. Uh-huh. Now hold on, because see, I'm gonna do something. We're gonna look it up. Because see, the only thing that I knew of a definition of the word ratchet was a ratchet set. Those were tools.
Yeah.
Okay. Those were tools. Okay.
Fix it, man.
Okay. Now, this is an AI overview, and I want to see if they have oh, okay, here we go. I'm gonna start with Oxford Dictionary. Okay, Oxford Dictionary says ratchet is two definitions. One, a device consisting of a bar or a wheel with a set of angled teeth in which a cog or tooth engages, allowing motion in one direction only, like a ratchet screwdriver. Okay. The second definition, and this is for the noun, that is, a situation or process that is perceived to be challenging in a series of irreversible steps. A one-way ratchet of expanding entitlements. Okay, now that there, okay, that's how it's used in a noun. Then they got two definitions as a verb. Says operate by means of a ratcheted quick release system. Okay. Two, cause something to rise or fall as a step in a steady or irreversible process. Okay, the Bank of Japan ratcheted up interest rates again. Okay, so that there is what they have. Uh, Wait a minute, hold on, because I came up about something else. This is still Oxford? Yeah, this is still Oxford. Okay. Somebody else, Ratchet. Okay, and now this I don't know what source this is from. It's an adjective. It says it's derogatory, informal, right? Especially in the African American usage.
Yeah.
Catch that. That's a parenthesis.
Ninja.
Unattractively coarse, disruptive, and unfashionable, typically used of a woman. Okay, that's in parentheses too. She looks so ratchet in that dress. Okay, of a thing rude, crude, or unsophisticated. That party was so ratchet. Okay. Now, those are uh, the thing. Now, here is what the AI says. The AI overview. In slang, ratchet is a term that have both positive and negative connotations. Originally, it was used derogatorily to describe a woman as uncouth, trashy, or promiscuous, potentially stemming from a regional pronunciation of wretched. And that's what I was getting at. Okay. However, in recent years, it also been reclaimed and used in a more empowering way, often to describe someone as confident, bold, or quote unquote bad in a positive sense. It can also be used to describe something as exciting or excellent.
Well, I'm gonna have to agree with all
Okay.
of them because when I was in the streets before I settled down on work, right?
Uh-huh.
I done had a ratchet piece of that was just amazing. It was amazing. No matter what you did to that, all night it was just meow, 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 meow. I mean, it was just.
It wasn't meow mix, was
It
it?
was.
He went meow mix.
Meow, 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 meow.
No, no, I'm not looking at you. No.
But it was one of the best pieces of ratchet that I ever had in my life.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, I swear, before midnight it was going meow, 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 and the sun was coming up, it was still going meow, 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 meow.
At top speed. And no differentiation indicators of that. They were still right there. Hey, Tracy. Okay, what we got? David Portley Jr. Hello there, David. How are you? Okay. What we got? E-Groove. Hey. Okay, you still putting some music together. Okay, that's cute. That's one of my DJs for WTEA Radio and over at WAHR. Okay, she
all things music.
What's T, baby? Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's one of my DJs. She's putting her new show together and things of that nature. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. You put it back up there again. Hey now. Okay. And then all you had to do is put some tuna and some milk in the mix, huh? You so stupid. I'm doing well. How are y'all doing? Okay. All is moving and grooving on this end.
Everything is copacetic.
Okay. So here we are. Now I'm gonna do. Let me do this other one too because I like how this came out because I want to get here. Another, huh?
How the Ratchet
came
out? You said what?
Yeah. You know what? No.
No.
Right. Okay. Ratchet is a slang term that can refer to different concepts. In its original, more derogatory sense, it refers to someone who is uncouth, lacking in good taste or morals, and often associated with ghetto or hood culture. However, it can be used more broadly, often as a term of empowerment or to describe someone who is confident, boisterous, or out of control, in quotes, in a positive way. Okay.
Okay, let me ask you this. So ratchet can be what, a labeling term?
Yes.
So that I can say, hey, that woman over there that jumped from relationship to relationship to relationship, you know, and she goes from they plump when you cook them, plump when you cook them, over and over again. That makes her ratchet.
Did he just do ballpark eggs up in here? They plump when you cook them. No, we know. I see the theme tonight's gonna be commercials. Okay, because we done went from meow mix to damn.
I'm just trying to make what would that be considered ratchet?
Well, right, because one of the definitions said a promiscuous woman. Yes,
So it says promiscuous, right?
it did. Yeah, it did.
Promiscuous.
Okay.
It's like per a miss, and she's just a poor excuse for a woman.
You know what? We're not gonna do you no.
Promiscuous. I did.
The word is promiscuous.
Huh?
The word is promiscuous.
Oh, I promise you, she gonna have a few.
Hey, you got. I knew your ass.
I promise you.
I knew your ass.
I promise.
Have mercy.
A woman had to create a photo stick. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. David says, well, I just in the lab working on some new music, taking a break now and listen to this show. Well, thank you so much. Come on up in here. Feel free to put your comments up in here. But here's the thing. I wanted to put that definition there, and I wish we had the video. Okay, but we couldn't find the video. But there was apparently the woman was having an affair. Okay. The baby daddy, well, the father of the children, let me put it that way. The father of the children had come, I guess.
Okay, if we talking about ratchet, just say baby daddy.
Baby daddy, the baby daddy.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I was trying. I'm giving him his kudos.
He's ratchet.
But he wasn't. No, it was the other dude. Okay. The father of the babies had come, and what had happened, apparently the children are up and about and carrying on and not being cared for, while Miss Thing, honey, is in the boudoir with the dude. Okay, and they are doing what they were doing. Okay, but the children,
because he came home and he heard the baby come. The baby wasn't even halfway hanging off of the sleep area that was onto the floor. And you know, so he walked in the door and he this baby's still a cool baby.
Right.
And so all he hear when he walked in,
right.
And I'm like, I would be pissed off too. What? Did I say something like that?
He went cuckoo. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Now, is that the reference to I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? I told y'all this is going to be a goddamn commercial underlines, right? So now we go cuckoo, cuckoo.
I mean, you walk in your house and you got the baby out right here. As soon as you hit the door, here's the baby. He had the baby. The head is the only thing left on the sleep area. The whole body on the floor.
Right, on the floor.
Okay? So right here, you looking right here. To your left, you got daddy, daddy, daddy. To your right, you got daddy. You know what I'm saying? It's all going on
right. At the same time.
Too many daddies going on.
But here's the thing. Now, according to the video, right? Now, he come in, you know, he's trying to take control of the situation. Instead of him flipping out with the other dude, you know, he was like, listen, I don't know you, this, that, and the other. Okay, y'all done did your thing. Why don't you go ahead on and leave and this, that, and the other. Because, you know, right now, girlfriend is already in trouble with defects or whatever because of the situation. Let's not make this a thing. Right? Well, then Miss Thing sits up and now she wants to get that way. And she wants to go and try to explain her this and explain her that, why he got to go, this, that, and the other, and blah, explain. And it became a thing. Ratchet.
Talking about some why you got to be doing all that.
Because you doing too much.
I got to be doing all that.
Why I got to be doing all that? Because you doing too much. How the fuck am I doing too much when you ain't doing enough?
You are in our bed shedding fur. And
that's just a shedding fur.
And our baby is over here learning what a tile floor is.
Alone.
Before they can walk.
Right. Okay. About to could hurt herself, whatever the case, because they're not being washed and not being maintained and not being cared for.
And then you got this guy right here that never seen a barbershop in his life.
Mercy.
What the heck were you even getting out of there? Because it looked like he was ready to go to his mama's house.
Well, it probably was.
I was like, the boy had taco meat transitions from the chest upside his face. It was like, I was like, what are you doing?
Taco meat transitions. Okay. So that's one instance. Okay. That's one instance, but we know several of them. Many of us have encountered them, probably been a part of one or two or many of them. You know, lived in neighborhoods where we see this all the time, where ratchetness.
Okay, I gotta help. Yeah. Fellas, ladies, fellas, women, twisted sister, trans.
He said twisted sister.
Well, so forever you are. I'm gonna give you some pointers. Relationship, doing well. Phone lays around on tables, couches, and bed. It's cool. Then all of a sudden, the phone becomes a part of the toilet apparatus. All of a sudden, the phone becomes the only thing they're rubbing on 24/7.
Oops.
All of a sudden, they have this, I'm going to run to the store right quick versus all the time y'all been together, like everything y'all do together.
Uh-huh.
When all that switches up, know that meow, 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 meow. It's hitting them buttons on their phone, and they're going woof, 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 woof. Okay?
Who let the dog down? Wait a minute.
Please, the signs are there.
Exactly. Okay. But why have we allowed this to be congruent?
Ratchet is a demon.
I'll take that.
It's probably in the Bible.
Oh, you know what? Wait a minute. That's a quote. That's a banner. I'm going to put that right there. That will be to make that a banner right now.
Ratchet is a demon.
Ratchet is a demon. You heard me.
And I cast you to the depths of the ghetto.
Okay, Ratchet.
That's where you came from.
Is a demon. Praise the Lord. Okay. Ratchet is a demon. Yes, it is.
You got to cast it out.
Okay. Yes, it is. Praise God.
I'm trying to figure out why she wouldn't get dressed in that video.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. They both had to leave together.
Listen, I'm trying to understand a lot of that too. I'm trying to understand the whole dynamics of it, you know. How is it that you have the audacity to have another dude in the house and y'all still together?
If babies were old enough to be no witness, I would have beat the brakes off of.
You know,
he left. I'd have beat the brakes off of her. The babies ain't old enough to know what they saw. They can't say nothing. I would have beat the brakes off of her. When I say beat the brakes off of her, I'd have knocked her teeth in her watch pocket. If her grandma would have jumped out the grave like, hey, what's going on with that?
Do
you understand me? I would have drugged her from one end to the other.
My God.
Knock the breast milk out of her. I'm trying to play
breast milk.
Bro, I am not playing because right now, they playing some cold-hearted games out here, women are.
Yeah.
They playing some cold-hearted games out here. And they're going to get somebody hurt.
That's true.
They're going to get somebody hurt. When they think they're being cute, they're being disrespectful. And because they're not wearing the shoes of the other person, they don't realize how disrespectful they're being. They think it's okay.
Right.
And guess what? As soon as somebody get hurt, you're the problem.
Okay.
No accountability for what made that happen.
Exactly.
That's why I said she's standing there not getting dressed.
Right.
Looking at him like he got a problem.
Like he got the problem. Like it's his problem. What is that?
No accountability. I know all women probably just love the show.
What is that? Why?
You see that video about that?
What?
When it was like, take this right here, take this, and all women were racing to it. And they raced the first one down, they grab it.
Uh-huh.
They put words on it. The first one down, they grab loyalty.
Right.
And then they put accountability up there and they started screaming, "No!" They took off running and one of them quit.
Oh, stop. We have allowed ourselves to be constantly on the low-hanging fruit side of life. Okay, we still reward negative behavior. We are still in this reality TV show type of lifestyle, to where everything is all about likes and clicks because we're here, trying to be.
It's all about the cap.
Yeah, the cap. Yeah.
Speaking of cap, shout out to all the lovers in Daytona. But yeah. Go ahead, what were you saying?
I had to pause. Just for a second. No cap.
That part.
But we have
I'll be done.
You couldn't up for real.
I'll be stupid.
Okay, right. We have allowed, ourselves to subscribe to this because we still get paid for it. And for everybody who subscribe to this stupid ass shit. Yes, I'm blaming you too, because yes, we all know guilty pleasures and carrying on, child. I remember, Jerry Springer was on the TV and folks were still, when it got ridiculous, folks were still watching it. That man made it to 28, almost 30 seasons.
You know what got me? He went from political prestige to Ratchet.
Yes.
Because he was the mayor.
Yes. He was a former mayor of what's the name? One of the towns in Ohio. I think it was Dayton. Whatever it was. But he went from there. When the show first started, he was a very respectful show on this, that, and the other. Then all of a sudden, he went Ratchet and stayed there.
You know what happened was when that first fight broke out on his stage.
Yeah.
And they looked at the Nielsen rating.
That's what it was. They changed them. They changed the entire.
It's spiked. That one show.
Yes, spiked it. And changed the entire trajectory of his show to where it became a farce. And so now that we went 2.0 and have reality TV, and now the cameras are following everybody around, y'all in prestigious restaurants, flipping over tables and things of that nature.
No stars with a drink.
Okay, yeah, right. We doing all this old craziness and things, and then you still get a paycheck for that. And then you get invited to the Grammys, and you get invited to the BET Awards, and you get invited, and then Black Gay Pride sits up there and make y'all martyrs and shit, and invite y'all to be the special guest at the goddamn party, and this, that, and the other. Ooh, come and see Nene Leakes, and ooh, come and see Portia, and ooh, y'all got all these. See, we reward that bullshit. Okay, and so now influencers want to sit down, and now in order to get your channel the likes and the hits and carrying on, you end up doing the same thing. And so what used to be, when we used to do this, okay, that meant it was about to go down, okay, because I done hit my nerve. Okay, bitch. Okay. Now, all right.
Now here's the problem, right? You got the age 35 to 45, right? Trying to live in the light of their kids or their children, or their I'm gonna say daughters pretty much. Because women. So 35 to 45, right?
Right.
They got daughters living from 20 to 25, right? They are destroying lives they built to go relive those lives based off the Ratchet TV show.
Right.
They think they missed something, and they will totally destroy their life.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Get out in the street.
That's right.
Finding out all that stuff is fake.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all fake. You in these restaurants, and they're thinking they balling out of control, but these restaurants are donating all that stuff for the publicity.
And there you have it.
So now you look like an idiot. You have destroyed your life trying to live vicariously through your children. Or people at your job that's younger than you. They don't even have to be your children. But then guess what? When you find Idiot Island, it's a lonely place.
Did you say Idiot Island?
Yeah, Idiot Island exists.
Idiot Island, honey.
When you find it, that's a lonely place. And then every guy that's in your face, they don't want you like the people that you was with.
Right.
They don't want you like that. They're not going to even do half of the stuff that you gained and that you built as a team. I'm watching this go down. I'm just watching a show today about it.
Okay, right.
I'm watching it. I'm looking like, whoa.
Okay.
I said, well, I'm going to chalk it up to a midlife crisis.
Right. Okay.
They might as well start adding it to the doggone mental health thing, because soon they're going to have a room full of them sitting there.
Okay.
Hi, I'm a former wife and I'm a dumbass.
Oh, that's not a 12-step program. Not.
You got to take them down like they were taking Pookie and New Jack.
You're right.
They be screaming and kicking all over.
Okay. Right, and everything about that, but why is it that we as Black folks make it our culture? Why have we allowed that to become synonymous with us?
What did I say the other day when ignorance had some things were going on, and I've said this more than once, when these ignorant things that have been going on in my life, right? When ignorance have been able to be in control of what they shouldn't be in control of.
Right.
Now, this is what I said. It's easier to be a dumb, ignorant, anal, disrespectful person for Black American people. You understand what I'm saying? They take that because it's easier for them to be evil versus the doggone find their adult spirits, get into adulting, and doggone take the good road.
Right.
Take the doggone mature road. Find some maturity in your life.
Okay.
You cannot be scared to grow up and try to destroy everybody else's stuff because you're getting older.
That part. You
jealous because you're not at the point they're at to have the things they got, and you can't get them, so you want to destroy everything.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to tell people all the time. Lock your eyes down on what's for you. Because what God has for you is for you.
It's for you. It's for you.
And if you think destroying people's livelihood and everything and causing all this havoc in other people's lives, if you think that's not going to come back to bite you, you are super retarded.
Okay. Right. Listen, I like that there was a time when that behavior was frowned upon. It's still frowned upon. The thing of it is that we have a number of folks now, particularly the young kids or whatever, who want to sit up there and say this is their way of expressing themselves and et cetera, et cetera. This is, we just get with the times, okay, and et cetera, et cetera. Okay, I'm saying that a lot, because there's so much onto that. But we have allowed this to permeate us.
Ratchet is a demon.
Okay, we've allowed that to permeate us to where back in the day, listen, there was a meme that was going around that showed us back in the day where acceptable, going outside acceptable, men dressed. They wore a shirt and a tie and a hat and a jacket.
You know what's crazy about the transition of what you're talking about?
What?
I told you about my part of my military career, the end
Right.
where I was involved with going to the Marine service, running the club and stuff as second income as I was in full-time military.
Right.
But my daily uniform outside of my military uniform was a two-piece silk suit with the matching suspenders and tie. That's what I wore, period. Or if I didn't have a tie on, I would doggone have on like something like a moisture wear t-shirt.
Yeah.
Or a tank top with a suit jacket and the same, two
right.
pieces.
That Miami Vice little thing.
But but think about how we looked respectable.
Right. Right.
Nobody was looking at us crazy. Down the street.
And remember when, at that same respectability, we shined our shoes, and this, that, and the other. And we don't do dress shoes the way that we used to anymore. But I will say that the folks, y'all and y'all Nikes and Jordans are carrying on, honey. Y'all will keep the good child. Y'all get a scuff on them things, honey. And it's World War III. I've seen it.
No crease, no scuff.
No, okay. So y'all good with the Jordans and all that kind of jazz. But no one wears dress shoes and stuff anymore. I remember, I come up in the era where blue jeans were play clothes.
Exactly. When I moved, I moved to the South. Did I tell you that? I think I said something the other day. When I first come there, and somebody said the word dress jeans out there.
Yeah, you said, they're fucking jeans.
What was that?
Dress jeans. And I told you, I said, no, what has happened is the dark jeans, the indigo jeans, that's what they call those, indigo. The dark jeans are dress jeans. The lighter denims and carrying on are considered the everyday jeans, but the dark jeans are considered to be a dress jean or black, the black or the dark, because
you might as well have a Ratchet superhero, a female Ratchet girl. By the power of hair weave.
Ooh, DeMarco. So you coming in, and baby, I love when you hear, hey, handsome. You said the attire we wore then was to protect us. And the attire we wear now is to program us. If you...
Bang! Well, you stay dropping the mic. You stay dropping the mic.
Right there. Right there. Okay, right there. All throughout my high school to Canada, I didn't wear jeans until I had to. That was like a weekend thing, and I'm going out, because I'm out in the streets or whatever. Jeans was not something that was something I wore on a regular.
Right.
Okay. When I was in high school, I was on the debate team, and so it was always, some kind of something, dress slacks. If I, a polo shirt, dress slacks, and loafers or whatever, right?
Mine was a little different, but my jeans wasn't. I wore expensive jeans. Like I would have a Carl Kanai suit or what's his name, Jabot. You know what I'm saying? But I would have like French cut Jabot suits where it's a 2-piece or 3/4 jacket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't be no raggedy, you know what I'm saying, hanging in the streets type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, and of course, I said, I don't know if people remember Zodiac and stuff like that, them type of shoes.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
Comfortable loafer types, slip on.
Yeah.
I rock them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In wintertime, I rock a riding boot with a 2-piece jeans.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it was always something that was acceptable. And you know what I'm saying? Even an old white person walking down the street would speak to you.
Right. You know what? Now, let's go right there. Because we just said something. We just said something that may change the trajectory of this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Old white people would look at us and say, oh, and they would speak.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me say this. And I know that sounds just that way. Okay. But at the same time, that goes back to what DeMarco just said. The attire we wore then was to protect us.
Mm-hmm.
The attire we wear now is to program us. Back in the day, we wore the suits and this, that, and the other because we had to show the white supremacy and carrying on children that we were not what they say we were.
Exactly.
You understand? We were not what they said we were. See, we're still coming out of still being called niggers. Okay, niggers, hard R, hard ER. Okay, which is whatever. All right. We're still coming out of that. So their narrative was we're shiftless, we don't work, we don't this, we don't that. We keep our houses all whatever. We come from the slums and carry it on.
Everything, and let me put something in the middle of that.
Go.
Everything that they teach foreigners in the transition classes that they have when they come into our country.
How about that?
They teach them that about us as Black Americans.
That's right. Yeah.
That's why they treat us the way they do.
Right.
Because they're trained by our people, our government, the things that he is saying right now.
Okay, now how about that? So now, when we were dressing, our language was very commanding of the English language. Okay, we didn't use a lot of slang and carry it on until we got around into our own little circles or whatever. And even then, how many of y'all grew up? See, I grew up in a household where I couldn't say the word ain't. There ain't no such word as ain't, or whatever. There were certain things that we just could not say because my mother didn't want us to get comfortable with it to where we slip up and said it, and this, that, and the other, because there were certain words that were just programming type words or whatever, right? So our language and our diction, we learned how to speak. We knew how to say all of our vowels and our consonants on the word, okay, which is why it frightens me. If y'all listen to singers and stuff nowadays, they sit up there and say a word and they don't even hit the T on the word. And gospel music is ridiculous for a child. Okay.
Well, that's cadence connectivity. That's part of the right song.
I got that. But there's a way to do it. And this, that, and the other. And most folks don't. Because when you say in the word Jesus Christ, honey, they don't say Christ. They say Jesus Christ. Okay. And just I said, come on, finish that off now, because you're not going to. But I'm saying that to emphasize a point.
Right.
Okay. Even though we know in singing and carrying on, you got to do tricks and carrying on because of the bars and carrying on, right? You're trying to do this and another, and there's a couple of tricks because you may not say and, you may say on, so that we can get anyway. But nonetheless, our diction and the way how we carried ourselves, we became a culture. If y'all have y'all ever listened to actresses of old, Lynn Hamilton, Donna from Stafford and Son? I know everybody thought that she was just over the top and uppity. Fred, her diction was so perfect. And this, that, and the other, and to where it almost sounded as if she was overacting at times.
But they were proving a point of her education.
Right. Okay.
And you notice when you went to her home, when they showed her home,
right,
it was of the middle class.
That's right. Okay. And her. Have y'all listened to Ruby D and Marla Gibbs? Even if you listen to Marla Gibbs, honey, she's a homegirl, but she speaks in a way that lets you know that her education was paramount. Okay, listen to Felicia Rashad. Oh my God, I love it.
I grew up with that with my mom.
Oh my God,
my friends would come in.
Okay. I love listening to her speak. Susan Taylor from Essence Magazine. Oh my God. Susan Taylor. Mm-hmm. Susan Taylor. Okay. Number one, a Black girl named Susan, honey, through me, right? But she got up there and the way she would speak, I swear I used to pattern myself after her at one point. I wanted her diction and her phrasing and things. That woman was, but that there was where it was. Listen, now I said all women there, but let's go to James Earl Jones.
Now that right there,
okay,
it's a class by itself. Nobody can imitate that.
James Earl Jones was just, and he had a speech impediment. That's why his diction is so that way. He had to overcome stuttering and carrying on in order to make it happen for him. And now
his enunciation.
his enunciation, my God, okay, was everything. You know who else was fabulous? We just saw him on the little movie. We was watching the Tubi movie. Clarence Williams III from Mod Squad.
Right.
No, let me go Purple Rain. Prince's Daddy in Purple Rain.
Yeah. Francis
L. Okay.
You got never get married.
Okay. He was another one whose diction and things was just everything. Denzel is good. Denzel, you know, he not them children, honey. But you know who else? Oh, Forrest Whitaker.
He switched it up so crazy.
Woo!
He switched it up so.
Forrest Whitaker. Okay, but I'm highlighting these folks because who do we have? I'm here. This is I said when I grew up. These folks I listened to. Okay, now I'm 55. Okay, who do we have now that exemplifies any of that in this generation? Now, no one.
Birdman.
You know what? Maybe Jill Scott. Maybe.
Well, I mean, he was speaking up. No, he couldn't speak it back. He had something in his mouth. No.
Watch out. You know what? No, we're going to go to the comments. Don't you do that. Wait a minute. Me too. We had play clothes. Yes, we did, because you had to go in the house, take your garanimals off. Those are school clothes.
That's right.
And you put your play clothes on because you wanted to go tear up and mess up the school clothes. You understand?
Hey, could you imagine if they came up with a line of garanimals, like in the hood right now?
Right.
It's like you would match the roaches with the roaches and the rats with the rats.
You know what, motherfucker? Stop. Wait a minute. Hold on. No, I got to pause for a real minute. For real. You ain't gonna do me that way. You ain't gonna do me that way. No, you're not. No, give me a minute, y'all. You ain't gonna do me. Be bold. Be unique. Be the tea. With a unique body oil fragrance from the Sensuality Fragrance Collection. The Sensuality Collection embodies a unique array of customized original scents created by Big Meech. Indulge yourself in such fragrances as eye candy, foreplay, anticipation, shower fresh, naked beauty, or pay homage to the motherland and choose an oil from our exclusive Wakanda collection. Over 17 different scents that will tantalize your senses. Order yours today. Log on to www.dishingtea.com for more information. Because remember, it's all about the tea. Sensuality, that is. All right, I'm back. That's my alarm. Okay. And how appropriate. That's the Pat of the Bell song, honey. That's my alarm if I was at work, honey, telling me time to lock up some stuff. Okay. Oh, we had to go get some water. Okay. I had to take that little break, Chad, because no, he trying to work me.
Like my ghetto garage.
Okay. The ghetto garage had to match the roach to the roach. Okay, the bed bug to the bed bug.
Yeah, ghetto garage is like you get two gerbils.
You better be glad I did not put this to my mouth. Okay. No, ma'am.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be good.
No. We'll do bears and otters and carry it on, honey. Okay. You did that. Okay. Twinks. Okay, match the twink to the twink, the bear to the bear. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Jan said, well, Well, I'm wearing my Daisy Duke spiderweb spiderweb eyelashes. I ain't think about y'all. You know, not the spiderwebs, eyelashes. Okay, looking like snuffleupagus. Okay, right. Stacey Adams and penny loafers were the shoes to have. Exactly. Okay, exactly.
I know
Okay.
somebody right today. Shout out to Uncle Dave. It was his birthday, Cinco de Mayo. And I asked him, I called him on his birthday. I said, "What you doing?" He said, "I'm not getting me a pair of shoes." He said, "The wife bought me a pair of shoes." You know what I'm saying? And he said it just like he said it back when I was 5 years old.
Uh
He said the same, the same. You know, I'm in here where they got the Stacy there. He's never worn nothing but a Stacy Adams.
huh. Hey. Okay. I ain't mad. I ain't mad. That's how come my feet done got messed up, child. I used to wear the ponytail shoes, and I got these bunions on the side of my damn feet. Okay.
What am I gonna say?
We just for their safety then and today is to amplify the narrative of violence, which is why trap music leads amongst record labels and love music has died. Baby, baby. What else can we say that they're that's hell, I could end the show. Okay. In the 1980s, NA wasn't in the music unless you bought the tapes. And in the 90s, it spread it all over the place. And now they use N and B and H instead of brother and sister. Like what's it? Look at what it's done. Okay, right. Okay, right. Well, Meech, remember that words travel on frequencies and tones. If you don't hear your language, you will speak the language of the trauma and degradation uh, that you learned during the times of fear and humiliation. You know what? Okay, now let's stop right there. Because oftentimes, well, that goes back to understanding us as a culture. Because again, the question is, how do we associate ratchet behavior to be synonymous and to be Black culture? Particularly, it is known as Black culture. No other culture or no other ethnic body of people take all of their negative and design a culture behind it.
Blacks are ratchet.
Yes.
You got okay. You got the white folks. They rednecks. See, that's the negative too.
Okay, wait a minute. You know what?
Stupid white folks. That's racist.
Okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll buy that.
Right. So if
I'll buy that.
Rule the world, ratchet.
Redneck and racist. You know what? I'm gonna hit you. Is that the hard ear?
The negative is
Okay, okay. Well, then let's take that. Let's
Only people in
focus.
schools are Chinese, and that's because they eat rice, but it's all too.
Us. Let's cook on that for a minute. Because if
Basically, that ravioli. Go ahead.
y'all didn't hear that, did you? He said that here because he fucking with me. If we're going to say that ratchetness is defined as Black culture, and we have allowed that to be, rednecks, yeah, well, that's two different things.
No, it's rednecks.
Yeah.
Most people in the trailer park got tires and a motor at the front door.
Yeah. But those particular children, the trailer park children are supposed to be the white version of Ratchet.
Right.
Okay. And no, the redneck they come in two flavors. You got redneck,
unsalted, and what else?
And was about to say a peanut. Right? That's the first thing that's the first thing that came to my mind was peanuts. Because I thought M&M was right. Unsalted and peanuts. But but if we take that, and I can rock with it because redneck does have it has become a culture of its own. As a matter of fact, it's branded. You know, the redneck comedy. You know, they have a whole comedy, this, that, and the other around it. You know, hell, what's the comedian? You a redneck if you know you might. You know, it's a whole.
Be a redneck.
Yeah, Jim Foxworthy. That's the name. Jeff Foxworthy. So yes, they have that. This is my mouth. Um, uh, there's a whole like country music has geared to that. You know, to talk about redneck and this, that, and other, to where they've embraced the whole idea of a redneck, this, that, and the other. Okay. So okay, we can look at that as being, but have we branded Ratchet the way they branded rednecks? Because they get paid. Ratchet, the people get paid, but the brand doesn't.
Wait. Okay, here's the problem. Like everything else in our community,
Yeah,
the Chinese people sell Ratchet hats and T-shirts.
they do.
So
yes, they do.
They getting paid.
Yes, they do. But that's the Chinese children.
But they smart enough to take nigga stuff all the time. Weave, lashes, nails.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't go into a black store, a corner store, and say, "Can I get a 613, 30 inch?" No, you can go into a Chinese place and do it.
Right. Okay. Right. Give me a 4/12. Yeah. Uh-huh. I'll have that in the 33. Okay, 33. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
You got any 1B Yaki?
1B Yaki. Oh, if I hear that one more time, child. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Right.
People need to wake up. They sleep a long time.
Right. And still, they're still part of the ones who come over here and is infiltrated into all of our culture, whatever, and they are taught what we're supposed to be about. Mm-hmm. Y'all remember a while ago I showed y'all the Asian TV show talking about Hey Nigga? Mm-hmm. Remember I played that? Yep. Go on YouTube and look for it. If y'all don't remember that, go on YouTube and look for it. It's called Hey Nigga, and that's all they say throughout the program. And over there, this is a sitcom to them. It is a sitcom. Okay, I just came across another video today where is an Asian guy. He's up there doing Louis Armstrong. Now I don't say that this is blackface because real blackface is not because a person who is white or whatever put on black makeup or whatever. That's not blackface. Blackface is when you put on the charcoal, real charcoal. You put on the white eyes and you exaggerate the lips, whether it's white or red, because that was making fun of black folks. Okay, the exaggerated features and carrying on. If y'all go back and look at some of the cartoons from back in the day, a lot of that was done. That racist shit was done in the cartoons back in the day. Okay, exactly. Okay, so, but this particular person, he has on dark makeup or whatever. He doesn't have to exaggerate nothing, and he's singing. You know, he channeling. You know, Louis Armstrong, whatever. And someone on Instagram put up and said that, you know, he's singing in blackface and it's an Asian blackface or whatever. But I think we got too sensitive when it comes to blackface because we don't understand what it is. But my point, and I shifted. My point that I was making was that our Asian community come over here and they are told those same things about how to treat African Americans or black folks here in America.
The second thing is doggone. This would get me. When you got some people come over, they come from Ghana, Liberia, and Nigeria. They black is a Firestone Bridgestone
Right.
man,
Right.
and got the audacity to get mind trained into saying something wrong with us.
Right. Exactly. Okay. And yet, we still have allowed this to be a way for us. We have embraced it and not trying to correct it, not trying to do anything with it. And like I've heard on the reality TV shows, I've heard them explain that, you know, a lot of this is for television or whatever, and this is a means to get out, and then and all that, their whole idea of well, hell, okay, I'm making my money on it, and I'm just being real, and all of that. And it's like, okay, what do we do, and how do we end up changing it, or can it be changed? Because when Ratchet becomes the definitive narrative of an entire culture, because listen, y'all just heard us say we just broke down rednecks and trailer trash and racists, and yet we still say white folks.
Mm-hmm.
We still say white folks. Okay, we know that they break down in different little categories or whatever, but we still say white folks, and we don't necessarily think white trash, trailer trash. We'll think racist or whatever, but we won't go redneck, white trash, cracker
But
immediately.
as soon as you put a white person over here loving on Afro Americans,
then all of a sudden,
then he's a wigger.
He's a wigger. He gets a pass. Oh, he cool. Yeah, he cool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. I saw that on the talk show. I don't know if y'all remember this. It was a while ago. And it was was it what no, it wasn't Geraldo. I think it might have been Montel Williams or something. And they had the people up on the stage and the black girl, talking very I'm gonna say white because you know how we say, oh, why are you acting white and talking white or whatever? She's very articulate, very, 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 very okay. And the black folks in the audience were, oh, they had a hard time with her. But the white boy who sat up there and was smooth talking cat daddy, that's what I said. That's why I say that like that, because the talk show host was like, and the girl got up there and was like, no, well, girl, you sit up there, you selling your people out and da 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 da. And so they was like, well, what about him? He said, oh no, he cool. He cool. Okay.
Again, nobody's listening when I say this. It is easier to be attracted to the slum.
Right.
The slum behavior, the slum attitudes, the mistreatment of each other, all that is easier. That's why a lot of these marriages and relationships are destroyed, because they're trying to be cute for other people that have nothing to do with your relationship. You think it's cute to mistreat somebody who has carried you. You showing out for somebody else.
Showing out for somebody else.
Trying to prove something to somebody else that was not there.
Okay.
That ain't fed you in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, whatever.
Exactly. Okay. All of that. Okay. All of that.
And as soon as you lose everything, watch, they don't have a sandwich for you.
Okay. Okay. But that professional customer service voice of Evan Washington graduated from Harvard with honors. Okay. Now, here's the thing. You know what? Let's go here because, see, now, we got ratchet versus code switching, because that's the word we're using now. We got a code switch. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Because I got one. I kick it with you all day.
Right.
I kick it with you all day. Be like, what's happening to me? What's happening to my brother? Boom, boom, boom. And that phone ring right there. Good evening, you call WHR. How you doing today?
Right. Okay. And don't let me get my inner white woman, honey, because my inner white woman will come out. Greetings and salutations. How may I be of service to you? Okay. Okay. Thank you for calling.
The last call that you will ever need.
Okay. Right. Okay. Thank you for calling the Georgian Terrace Hotel. Okay. Praise the Lord. Okay. But what is that? Because everybody want to say code switching is real, but is it code switching or is it just adapting to your surroundings?
It's the adaptivity. I mean, think about it. Isn't that what God built us?
Okay, well,
So
hello.
no matter who you are, from the moment at birth, where you place that after that, is what you adapt to.
Exactly. Listen,
You can be born in tropical land and right from there get swooped up and flown to Antarctica and grow up and know everything about being an Eskimo.
okay. Here's something, and I want to pose this because see, we've seen folks who have dummied down to be ratchet because they think that that's the way to get over. It's very rare when we see it the other way around, when somebody who's ratchet, improve themselves and just not to say that hasn't been done. It's just that it's not highlighted. When you take somebody, they always say that you can take the person out together, but you can't take the ghetto out the person.
True.
Okay, and so it always becomes back to that. Yes, I may have. It's not where you came from; it's where you're going, and all. We got all those little quips. But now I come from the projects. Okay, I'm from Herman Gardens. Okay, okay.
That sounds hard.
Herman Gardens, baby, Detroit, Joy Road, Southfield. Come on now.
Sound like a concrete jungle.
Okay. Coming from there, and being able to say that I work at a 5-star restaurant or a hotel or whatever, and I know how to make my way through. I know how to speak with folks and this, that, and the other, but don't get it twisted, huh? Because I'm still human, So if I get upset and I have to take a minute, wait a minute, let me calm down or this, that, and the other, blah, blah, explain. Why is it that you want to sit up there and automatically say I'm being ratchet when I've given you ample time to get up off me and this, that, and the other, But why is it that the ratchetness is the run to? My sister used to say something that used to annoy the hell out of me, and she stopped because she would tell folks when she started getting mad, don't make me act black.
Would you like to reiterate?
Okay. And I had to get on her. I said, girl, what the hell is that supposed to mean? You know what I mean? I said, no, we're going to change that.
And it's crazy because people who use that type of statement in that same content,
Yeah.
there's more than one statement, which makes you wonder about what she think. You know what I'm saying? Not against her, but other people have. I've heard people say, "Don't make me act black," but people also in them same pressures have said, "Don't make me act a monkey in here."
Right. Right.
What are you really saying?
Right. Right. Right.
Are you conforming to the ignorance of racism?
Exactly.
I'm sorry, Steve. Is that your line? Say you
Okay. Not a little articulate. Okay.
I don't even want to pimp your daughter.
But her mother as well.
Somebody got so close.
But we I think we blur lines. And
You think blurred lines?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
That's an inside joke. You know who you are.
Uh-huh.
You know who you are. You know who you are. You know who you are. Take your face out there, water.
Anywho.
You know what, Lavelle? You stop. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, what's wrong with that guy?
But I think a lot of times that, we like to juxtapose a lot of stuff in order to be right and in order to make what we're doing okay.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're not looking at the whole culture of itself, we're not looking at the idea of being ratchet, to where we have made this, it's marketable for other people. It's never marketable for us. It's low hanging fruit for us because we know we could get a coin. You know what I'm saying? We do it because we know we could get a coin. Folks who start the little podcasting or whatever, those who stood up there and they go to celebrity gossip or whatever and want to read and cut up, that's low hanging fruit. Okay, because they know, all I got to do is say something, honey.
All you got to do is say something and The negativity is going to draw.
It's going to draw.
It's going to draw.
But why? But I think
now I can say something like, they always say don't take sand to the beach.
Right.
But nobody ever said nothing about the beach you took to the sand. Go ahead. Yeah. What's wrong, dude?
Nobody ever talks about the beach that you took to the sand.
Did I say something wrong?
Beach.
Oh.
Right. Okay.
No fun thing.
No. You remember Motown had the whole artist development that taught diction and how to exit a car and the skirt, etc. Child, of course, that was charm school or whatever. That was finishing school for a lot of us. Those of us who understand what that was. Now, I never took classes like I was in actual school for it or whatever. But no, honey, there was certain things that that we grew up with that you just didn't do. That wasn't being a gentleman. A gentleman holds the door open for a woman. A gentleman
You never took etiquette classes?
Huh?
You never took etiquette classes?
I never had to. That's what I'm saying. I never was in a classroom to where we did it. All of my
I wasn't in a classroom per se. It was like after. It was one of those things like where you go to learn sports after school.
Right.
And one of the courses that was part of my program
was
an etiquette. You had 30 days etiquette.
We had in economics.
You know how to set tables.
Yeah, we did that in economics because it was a cooking class. So we had to learn how to set the table and stuff in the cooking, and all of that, have the proper presentation and this, that, and the other. But as far as going to like an actual class to learn that, no, I had that from my grandmama and my mama. The men.
My thing was this: there was too many utensils.
Yeah.
On the table, especially for somebody that you just want to feed her the sandwich and get up about the door. You don't need to give her a bunch to work with.
Right.
So one tool, you go.
Okay.
I said, well, why do you need all of this?
Right. But at that time, hello, we ain't doing a 7-course meal or whatever, child. Which folks don't even understand what the hell that is anymore. Don't nobody cook like that. A 7-course meal. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. Oh, that's the finger bowl. Finger bowl. Okay. Yeah, you when you're gonna clean your fingers or whatever, you got the barbecue sauce, you just dip your fingers and rub it. It don't make a big scene.
I love to see movies where they're showing a level of ignorance, ratchetness, or comedic flair when the person picks up the bowl and drinks the juice.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
That just entertains me every time.
That's your finger bowl. What's that? Because Mr. Charlie always found our weak spot and then use it against us. Ooh.
Yes, Mr. Washington, you are absolutely correct.
Did Mr. Charlie find a weak spot? Okay. Mr. Charlie is just a man and he. Okay. Okay. Ratchet is a brand capitalized by all races except for African American. If you ain't okay, now that's gospel right there. That's gospel. When the world gets too ratchety and mean and racist and militant and all that stuff, go inward and go right back to God. Start from the center, go back to God, and let Him guide you. All right, Gru. Okay, Pastor. Okay, the right reverend. I'm not talking about church either. Straight up, you and God with nobody in the middle. Okay, now say that one more time. It was known as the minstrel. That's it. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. The minstrel show and all of those kind of things. That's my angry. When you are Asian or whatever, and you come here and you mistreat black or anybody, who are you? You weren't born here, and you think you know America. Okay. But you don't, and you believe the old white man's lies over all the place.
I'm black too.
Okay. When we as a collective could come to understand that we are the master race and everything we do is copied by all other races, we are the ultimate brand.
Boom! That is the truth.
Okay. You think by coming here, America is the opportunity for everyone, just like the Lion song says, not knowing America has mistreated a lot of people, and all you know is coming here. Okay. Red just said something right there, honey. Okay. Has anyone seen She the People on Netflix? Not yet. I haven't yet.
I'm getting ready to watch it.
Okay. It's produced by Tyler Perry and Keisha Lance Bottoms. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Terry Vaughn. That's who it is.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. That's who it is. Cause
I didn't know I couldn't call her name, but that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Terry Vaughn, and then it's my guy, the comedian.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm proud of him. This is a good.
Okay. Yeah, Terry Vaughn, because I mean she said that because she went to Keisha Lance and yeah, got a stamp of approval. You know how to go back and forth though, Meech, from angels to devils. Like we knew how to act in our houses with parents, and we knew how to act with our friends. Totally different. Yeah, this is true. Okay, I know this is off topic, but I'm curious about what you guys think about the white South African Trump let in the country. You know what? Hold on a minute, because it's not code switching. It's knowing what it takes to advance in the workplace and in life. My phone voice is always characterized as I spoke with a nice white man, and it was my ratchet behind the whole time. I say ratchet because we all have a form of ratchetness. Okay, okay. Yes, Jan, I watched that last night, waiting for the other episodes in August. August. Okay, Lord.
Listen the sample up.
Okay. Lyceum was a requirement for all freshmen at Grambling. This was an intense etiquette class. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How about that?
That's true.
Okay. But now all of that brings us into understanding loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of folks are ratchet and carrying on because they loyal to the hood. They trying to, make sure that folks know what they all about and this, that, and the other. I got to rep my set and things. Some folks are like the housewife shows or whatever, honey. They are there to be ratchet to make sure don't nobody fuck with their friend, honey. That's my girl. Don't nobody, and girl, I got your back, this, that, and the other. But what does that mean to you? What does loyalty and ratchetness and our culture mean? Because I think here's another one of those things to where it becomes so fucking subjective now because we've allowed it to become adulterated in a lot of ways. And then we got preferences and characteristics on it and qualifiers to where it makes no sense. It makes no sense. And then we challenge folks or chastise folks because what we think loyalty should be, and we don't get it in that fashion, then something is wrong. It's just like you mad at somebody, but you done told your entire crew that can't nobody fuck with them because you gotta be. Okay. And then get mad because I didn't get the memo and I'm able to go say hi. And all it is just a regular conversation. But because you mad, and you gotta be, I'm not supposed to talk to them at all. And they didn't do that to me. But and so now you question my loyalty.
Now, this is confusing to me since I've been in the area I live in, or in this state, right?
Okay. Keep talking to me and get my food.
Right? Loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
You got people that will not speak to you, but will speak to your significant other. Oh. Now, I say loyalty because if your significant other is really your significant other, then she would stand on your side of that situation. Or he. It's no way that your significant other should embrace anybody who has some type of demonic or evil spirit or intentions towards your other half. It is no way that should be going on. Not even a little bit. Not even doggone making excuses for that person. when you see it's obvious that person has a major problem with your significant other, then you should be leaving them alone just as well. Or make them bring the problem to the forefront. You know, I feel like if it's brought to the forefront, it can be fixed. But if there's no real problem or whatever, and there's just somebody that's just jealous of what's going on with y'all, that's how you lose a good woman or a good man, by conforming to the person that does not like your significant other. And they might not have a reason in the world not to like them. Except the fact that they're jealous of how you're being treated and how your life is going, and theirs is not. So, you know, when you fall in situations, and I'm going to tell you, ladies, fellas, period, pay attention. If somebody is mistreating you as if they hate you, but your other half is playing best friend with them, raise your antenna.
I know that's right.
Raise your antenna, because it doesn't make sense for a significant other to not mess with the op.
Right.
Why do you want to be friends with the opposition?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to laugh and joke and be on the phone kicking with them when they mean harm to your significant other?
Here's the thing. It shows that you're not even paying attention or don't care.
Right.
You know, because I'm like this. There is no way that, huh?
Right. Look,
Oh, okay. Oh, wait a minute.
there's no way.
There is no way that I can call you friend and I see that you're bringing disruption to the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it continues, then that means I've got to separate from you because you're bringing disruption to the house.
Yeah.
I can still be cordially carrying on, girl. Okay. We'll talk to you when we're out in the street or whatever. But as far as the everyday calls and things that we used to do, okay, I'll make sure if I need to talk to you, okay, I'm not going to talk to you with my husband here, whatever. But if I see you bring a disruption, then bitch, you the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because out of respect for my husband.
Especially when you know that he does not even communicate with this person.
Right.
So he is doing entirely nothing.
Right.
To motivate the behavior, nothing. Yet and still, you hey girl with this person.
Right. Mm-mm. If y'all beefing,
I'm the problem. Boy.
and I can see
It's a lot.
that y'all need to work this out. I'm not going to upset my household or whatever because of you. And I'm not going to lose a friend because of you. Now, I will respect you because you're my husband. But bitch, if I start to see that everything my man is telling me is right, because girl, what's up with you? I know what was going on here. He was in the bed with me, bitch. What the fuck are you talking about? He doing what? And then you start
what
shit.
about when they do see it and have conversations with you and still befriend them?
That's what I am.
I'm talking about no. I'm saying they see it
and
still be friends with them.
And that there is the problem, because now it's like, wait a minute. You see what's going on. You see that this guy has all ill intent for whatever. Why do you feel the need to still have as strong of a tie as you do? Because eventually your tie is going to bring more division into the house.
That was part of the plan, wasn't it?
And there you have it. And then you have it. Okay. Okay. Loyalty. In fact, it's not. You know what? I want to come up with another word for loyalty because I think it's underrated. I mean, overrated. What's the? You know, let me look for a word.
Yeah, because loyalty is really not. It's a word that just I don't think people understand it.
No.
You know, because I think I had somebody more than 20 times in less than the whole year eat at my dinner table and turn on me like enemy.
Right.
What kind of ignorance is that? That tells me right there, y'all have to be careful out here because people will be in your space, in your mix, and the whole time they are jealous of you, of what you got going on, or how you moving, and they really not congratulating any success in your life. They really is praying for your downfall and smiling in your face and calling you family.
Exactly.
Do you understand me? Sitting in your home, eating dinner in your house multiple times, and the whole time it's all about using you and destroying you.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I don't understand my people. Why do they conform to this stuff? Because I'm going to tell you, ninja, it'll get you killed. Okay? It'll get you killed. I'm telling you. That type of behavior will get you killed. Because people that do that kind of stuff, they run around here thinking the people they doing it to is doggone soft and ain't going to do nothing. And the ones you think that about are the ones that'll have something done to you.
Okay.
Y'all better be careful out here.
I don't know if I like steadfast.
Be careful. Steadfast. Wow.
Yeah, because they have that as a synonym for loyalty. Mm-hmm. And they say steadfast means unwavering or loyal. It implies a steady and unwavering course in love, allegiance, or conviction. Now, and see, steadfast become a church word.
And you know what, man, let me say something. The reason you're having difficulty over there with that loyalty word, because it has dissolved.
Exactly. It's dissolved. It has become very subjective. The definition of it has changed, and it's become very ratchet. Okay.
Yeah.
It's become very ratchet, and because you're not doing what I want you to do when I want you to do it, how I want you to do it, then that means you ain't down with me. Okay.
You live in a world where people are allowing children to run their relationships, make calls on their life lessons, make decisions for them.
Okay.
And at the point, I would stop and think this. These generations that are allowing this, and you know what I'm saying, bowing down to a lesser species that should not be involved in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Ask themselves, were you able to do that to your parents?
Okay. How about that?
I'm looking at the different generation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in a generation now where you're older adult or whatever, you have, situations like that, whether it's monogamy, marriage, or whatever, then you have your parents or grandparents that raised you, right?
Mm-hmm. Were
you able to interfere in the growth of their marriage or their relationship?
Right.
And if you know the doggone well, because all of us here on this show know that you are not able to do that.
Right.
Why are you comfortable being led by a child?
Mm-hmm. Especially when we growing up in the era where we come from a child to stay in a child's place.
Right. And the Bible been the same the whole time. God, husband, wife, kids, family, friends. It's in the Bible, fool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't hear from me.
Okay. No, we're here Wednesday.
You're going to hear it Wednesday. You're going to hear it Wednesday because I'm praying that the Holy Spirit uses me well.
Okay. He wants white to be majority again. They're going to be the minority in a few years. No way of getting them from it. Oh, okay. Front row represents all the white people who are scared to become a minority, and they want to do everything they can to avoid it. Too bad they're going to be the minority. I wholeheartedly agree with you, Red. Loyalty has been whitewashed for filming reality shows and movies, but real loyalty cannot and will not be televised because loyalty is an unspoken, unbreakable covenant between two people or a tight friend group. I like that word, covenant. That's the word.
Right.
That's the word.
That was the word that you were looking for.
The significant other is your Judas at that point. Woo!
Boy. Boy.
Oh, did that just hit me?
Boy, I just had a chill.
God, you? Oh, that is all in my damn shoulders. That is right up in here. Oh, God. Did you just, oh, God, you just said that for me. I would suspect foul play, okay?
And it was, and it is.
Okay, loyalty is one thing, but the strength of a bond comes from a covenant. Yes. Okay, God, husband, wife, kids, friends, exactly. That's the order it should be, just like in the Bible.
I can't make this up, people. Good one, Groove.
Okay. So now, in that, you know, let's expand that because you touched on it. When you said, I've had somebody here at my house that broke bread with me and carrying on, but then, turned on me. How is it that we have allowed ratchet behavior, because this is what this is, reality TV show, to be significant with Black culture, and you don't like me, but you come and you're going to walk your ass up in my motherfucking house.
And sit at my table and eat my
and
food.
sit at my table. Now, it's one thing when we're being cordial.
Use my craft.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm bro. You don't know. I am battling inside with this.
Okay. It is one thing when we're cordial. It's one thing when we have extended an olive branch because we're trying to set new shit, right? We're going to let the past be the past. We're going to set new shit. It's a whole different ball game when I don't know that you coming in with ulterior motive because you became a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, everybody could talk about the spirit of discernment and this, that, and the other, but there are times where we have to go through because God needed us to see something. Okay? We're right there, okay? Maybe I had the veil on at the time because it's like, no, this is my boy. This is my girl. This is what,
And it's crazy because it's always, to me, I'm not going to say always, but lately, it seems when it's happening to people, it's always the person that you have done the most for.
Yeah.
That you have made the most sacrifices. Mm-hmm. You're going to sacrifice time, money, stuff that you don't even ask for. You know what I'm saying? And you have neglected your own priorities sometimes to make sure that person was okay. And they turn around and take a crap on you as if you were nobody they ever knew.
How about that? Here we go. It takes a Judas to bring about a change. Judas is the test.
It's funny how Judas started with Jay.
Honey, listen. That is something that I teach because that's part of the lesson that a lot of folks always forget. Because without Judas, there wouldn't have been a crucifixion. For those of y'all who believe. Okay? Judas had a part to play. Mm-hmm. All right? So everybody could say that, oh my God, he betrayed you. He had a part to play for the bigger picture.
That's right.
There's a grander lesson. And that there, this here, but with this Ratchet community and carrying on, perhaps it's necessary because that may be the lesson. Is ratchetness the Judas of the Black culture?
It probably is.
Let's do that. Is ratchetness the Judas of our culture?
It is the new mathematical equation of our community. Ratchet division.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait a minute. I pondered that one, honey. Ponder that one. Ratchet is a demon. Ratchet is a demon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
But is it, we got those necessary evils, honey. Has it or is it a necessary evil? I've experienced it, Red, eat from your table and be texting your partner behind your back. Triangulation isn't cute. Ooh. Trace, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Now, we done said it, Trace. We done, the rainbow world, honey, we know that shit. We know that shit backwards and forwards, honey. Backwards and forward. Okay, thinking you got somebody that's cute, and this ain't even your sister friend, honey. This is somebody you done bought into the circle, right? Okay, bought into the circle.
That way, right there, Trace.
Okay.
Don't play in my face.
Okay, cue applause track. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. It's dangerous. Don't play in my face. You know what? Because of course not. Because see, that means that you are insulting my intelligence, and that's gonna get your black ass hurt, your white ass hurt, your Asian ass hurt, your Mexican. That's gonna get you fucked up hurt. Okay.
You know what's funny? People who do that to people that have been good to them.
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about that. And I know this too because I know my God and how he operates. He will put them in a position to need you.
Always. Mm-hmm.
And the test, I'm gonna tell you something. The test is always a double-edged sword when it comes to the discernment of doing the will of God. When you walk in Christ, the person that has done you dirty will be put in a position to need you.
Mm-hmm.
But not only their position of needing you becomes a test of your faith in Christ and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell people, don't allow folks like that are going to hell real fast and nowhere else today and tomorrow. Don't allow them to control your life. If they have to reach out to you because the Holy Spirit pushed them into a position where you are the only person that can assist them with something.
Okay.
Assist them.
Okay.
Don't conform to what you used to be.
That's right.
But assist them.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ha-ha. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So that's that. I told y'all, didn't I say all that was going to intertwine, honey?
Yeah. Yeah.
All that was going to intertwine.
That right there, hey. I just want to make sure y'all tune in Wednesday to Can I Have a Word with You?
Okay.
Because that's going to be the preliminary show to set off. So it's gonna be done and organized and orchestrated a little different from the rest of them. But this is gonna be the introductory show, and you'll understand that when I drop the spiritual vitamin, this words of encouragement, you'll understand where I'm headed with from that point on.
Mm-hmm.
But make sure y'all tune in because I hope you guys like the truth.
Okay. How about that?
And I'm bringing receipts.
Okay. So at this particular point, I was going to do let's say Wednesday at what time? Come on, Tracy.
I think we're going
12 noon?
EST, yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. 12 noon. Just check your listings and stuff because I'm going to have it on once we get the flyers up there, and I'm going to have it posted on many different platforms and all of that, so you guys can tune in and to see what's snapping and cracking and carrying on. Okay. So I was going to do a situation of what would you do, but hell, we just did one. And probably, we just did it. You know, and probably somebody coming to your house and don't like you and shit.
Yeah, we done
Okay.
it too.
And this, that, and the third. But let's have a little bit of fun, okay? Because this here is these topics can be very serious, and what we need to do is make sure that
It'll be at noon, 12 noon EST.
Eastern Standard Time, sure, Eastern Standard Time. But let's have a little bit of fun.
How about we both pick a what would you do situation?
Oh, okay, we'll go ahead.
Let's say. So here, all the tea sippers and CRUMPET donkey out there. Yes, it is. It's gonna be on YouTube as well. Yeah. Now, how about this? You break up with your significant other. And in a week, they're in a relationship already with somebody that was in the circle of the people that you all used to hang with. What would you do?
Is that rhetorical?
That's a question. I mean, it's a question because I left it open like that for everybody to give their personal feelings. And I really think, what would you do? Would you address it?
Okay.
Would you ignore it? Would you antagonize it? That's my favorite part. Yeah.
Okay. Me being me, I have to get, because I'm nosy, and I have to get answers, and I know I will try to sit on it for as long as I can, but it would eat at me because I will have.
Put up Tracy's. I'm listening to you. Put up Tracy's comment.
Okay.
Boom.
The individual has been there the entire time. Right.
Boom.
Okay.
I wanted that up because of, not only because that's exactly what I feel,
right,
or what's what in that situation you will feel, but let's also go back to what I told you earlier about the behavior of people.
Right. Okay. Right.
When you see those behaviors, it's because that person was the person they were communicating.
I'm just saying, absolutely nothing is no longer part of mine or my life, but I'm 62 and I don't have the bandwidth to deal with the past.
I like it.
Here's where it is. I know for me, I'm going to want answers. And I know me. I'm going to go with receipts because it's like, okay, you know what? Fuck this. Because especially when I get to all bets are off, and you at that point where you are insulting my intelligence.
Right.
Okay. Because now you think I'm a motherfucking fool.
Ooh. And why would you think that about somebody you know ain't crazy?
Boom.
That makes you crazy.
See? Let me give y'all a story. I'm trying. Oh, okay. But yeah, you can't get an answer from a ghost. Okay. Okay. I will do my best to let God handle them. Karma has no expiration date. You know what? That's a cute church word, and I'm gonna give you that, Tracy. And I agree with it. But I know there are points where Ed. Now come on. there are times where it's easier said than done. And right now, and especially when you still in it. Okay, when you still in it and it's still unfolding and carrying on, and you're like, okay, wait a minute. Now, a light little thing here. My grandbaby. Okay. Y'all know I told y'all this 2 years ago. My grandbaby killed himself in my apartment. Okay. He hung himself on the bathroom door. All right. And he dropped down to his knees and strangled himself with my scarf. My favorite scarf too. Okay. Um, but I'm still finding out stuff that this heifer done did, right? And like you said, I can't get answers from a ghost, but I just holler up at her, right? I'm like, okay, oh bitch. Like I'm finding out stuff that she done did and carrying on because she thought because I have an abundance, like my Wonder Woman stuff or whatever, I have an abundance of my Wonder Woman. So there's one particular costume I had two, right? So because it's on my shelf and I don't go to that particular shelf, this heifer done wore one of the costumes. Okay. And when I said, I came up, I was packing all her stuff one day, and I came across the damn costume.
Mm.
Okay, bitch, I know damn well. Okay, well she gone now, right? So it's like I'm stewing, but I'm like, see, okay, that's why you had to get the hell out of it because I'm gonna beat your head. Is that so? Okay, in that particular instance, yeah, okay. But when we're talking about matters of the heart,
Mm-hmm.
okay, we're talking matters of the heart, and you hear, knowing what I have given you, knowing what I have exposed you to with me, and you took a dip. All right,
Mm-hmm.
all right. But in your dipping, bitch, you want to sit up here and still splash water in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's like, what the hell? You took, I didn't get in this damn pool. Why are you splashing the water at me?
All right.
Okay. And now, okay, the first couple times, I'm like, oh, okay, you trying to have a little funny.
You know what I've learned too?
What?
And I can't speak for guys, but right, I'm going to just say narcissistic behavior, right?
Uh-huh.
People like that will sit with a never ending cup of coffee,
Uh-huh.
entertaining another person,
Uh-huh.
waiting for their significant other to spill one drop of milk to turn it into a destructive situation.
Right.
Just to go where the other person is.
Right.
So,
right.
But what get me is the mentality that it takes for you to stay somewhere because you don't want to be the finger pointed at you when you want to make sure it's the other person.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure that you say you want to be the victim,
right?
When the whole time you're victimizing the other person,
right? You're the perpetrator,
right?
Okay. Once they took that last box out the door, they took all the answers with them. You know what? And in a diplomatic way, I hear you, Ed, and I agree because see what you're talking about is peace of mind. Mm-hmm. Because now that I got rid of you, okay, right. Boom. Now let me say this. I'm going to add a caveat to that. Okay, I'm going to add this caveat, and that there is, if they set up and came and snuck out, okay, to avoid you, no, the answer didn't go out that goddamn door. You avoiding me.
Yeah.
Okay, which means that we still need to have a conversation because there's still some business that's left unattended.
But if they snuck out, then they fall under the spirit is not going to be accountable for that.
Exactly. Okay. And so that's where it takes a bunch of prayer. When you say let it go, that's easier said than done. Because see, if you snuck out or to avoid the conversation, no.
But in the dissolution of a relationship, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's a foul play going on. When one person is running,
okay,
is running with, like when they run it and trying to avoid any type of contact or trying to avoid communicating in your presence, that's because they know they was wrong.
Exactly.
And they know they doing wrong.
They doing wrong.
Because if you were in a situation where you were in the right, you shouldn't have a problem communicating.
Exactly.
Stand your ground.
Exactly.
Good.
Okay, exactly.
But the ground you're standing on is shaky. That's the problem.
Right. Boom. Matters of the heart are present tense, so you can't find matters of the heart in past tense. What you guys are talking about are feelings of whatever, and this too shall pass. Even if they snuck out past tense, will never bring closure. Okay, you know what? And okay, I'm going to acquiesce to that, but only to a point. Only to a point. And I'm going to say this. What we're looking for at that particular moment is not necessarily closure. It becomes peace of mind. I have to let it go for my peace and my sanity. Okay, because a lot of us, and I'm one of them, you know, when we get our ass on our shoulders, honey, we want to have our neck roll moment. Okay, and how dare you, and what the how that and we want all that. All that is to express hurt because you hurt me, and I want you to hear how I hurt. But we all know that it don't make a fucking difference because you know how you hurt me. That's the shade of it all. The shade is you know you hurt me. Okay. I want to tell you how much you hurt me so I could have my moment. But the let go is I need a peace of mind because I have to make peace with the fact I'm not gonna get my answers.
You're not.
Okay. I have to make peace with the fact that you gone. And though I want karma to be a fucking racehorse in your life, I send you off. I have to release you in love because I do not need all of that backlash in my spirit. Because then that makes me accountable for shit that I don't need. Because I'm still carrying your weight.
Bingo.
You understand? I'm still carrying your weight. And I'm still having your power over me.
And you said it right. Release.
Okay.
And love.
I have to release you out there in love, honey. Because trust me, every seed planted in fertile soil has a harvest time. Every seed planted in fertile soil has a harvest time.
Yeah.
Okay? So all that negativity you planted with me, that's your farm. Okay? It's going to harvest, honey. And whatever fruit that harvest bear is going to be yours. See? So when I release you, I release the stigma and the stain of thinking though I can help you out of your mess, out of your karma, out of your everything. Thinking that no, I release you from every fiber of my being because you have made it so to where you said this is over. So now I have to get the strength. And this is what that whole closure shit is. Okay? That closure shit. Okay? Of that back and forth and wanting to tell you and wanting this and wanting that and wanting answer. Well, how come and the whys and the oohs and the other and the oh my God and this still wasn't supposed to happen like this and how did this and then and my God and no, honey. No. No, honey. No. A lot of times we're not going to get those answers. Most of the time.
That's not mine.
Okay. Most of the time, we're not going to get those answers. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me go up here to the comments. We're not going to get them. Furthermore, if they snuck out, they cut heart ties a long time ago. You don't need a speech or a lie to move on, okay? When you can't tell them, write and release a letter and then write a release letter and burn it. You know what? I've done that a couple of times, just to get it up off me, But a lot of that comes into um me um still wanting to say it or whatever. But yeah, has it worked or has it helped? Yeah, you know, it has because I was able to get it up off me. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Okay, that's your flesh needing those answers. Of course it is. Of course it is, child, because hell, you had to answer in the spirit. Spirit done already told you. It's me. That's what that is. That's what I say. All of us want that neck roll moment, honey. We want because we want to be in the know. And here's a better word. Here's a better word. We want control. We're trying to control the situation. We're trying to have some semblance of it because right now our world has just imploded. So I'm trying to have some semblance of control so I can make it make sense. You understand? And that's not what's going to happen. So, the trials and tribulations that we go through of putting the process of putting those pieces back together after a devastation of sorts is it's a little ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous, but it's part of that process, darling, because see, that's the come I'm able to say what I'm saying in the way that I'm saying it, because it's a lesson that I had to learn. Okay. And in some cases, still learning. Also, if you ask, the creator can hide you in that secret place. You know what? That there now you're talking when we go through the healing process. Because all of that now is when I'm in my right mind and I can understand church and I can understand spirit and I can understand where I am in my faith and I can do X, Y, and Z. Okay. So with that, thank you, baby. With that, we're able to move on into that space because see, when I need to be hidden in the secret place, that means that okay, I'm at a place now to where I've got to go in and do the work required so that when I come out, okay, I can still be spry and happy go lucky and then still take the lessons, and move on, because now I have to become you go through so that you could understand the lesson, learn the lesson. Then you have to apply the lesson. Once you apply the lesson to your life and see what the lesson is, then you become responsible for teaching the lesson. Because now, y'all will hear me say this from now until God calls me home in the next 85 years. I got 85 good ones left. Okay. Y'all will hear me say, I don't care how much of a grown-ass man or grown-ass woman you are, your life is not yours. We go through so that others don't have to. We go through so that others don't have to. You understand? Okay, I disagree. What you disagree with? No, I disagree. I need that secret place, even when I'm still in my mess. I understand. I think we're saying the same thing. It's just that you're hearing it a little differently because that secret place is there. Most of the time you need it, yes, but do you go to it when you're in your mess? Most of the time you don't because you're trying to deal with the mess. The secret place is there because that lets you know that God ain't left you. You get to that secret place because now you're able to do the work. You're able to sit down and listen. You're able to sit down there and embrace what God has for you. But when you in the mess, child, you sit up there, you still in the place of trying to handle it your damn self in the flesh. Most of that, the secret place come when you're ready to tackle that in the spirit. Because most of the time, in the early stages of it, we're not in the spiritual place. We're in the human place of trying to put the pieces together. And then we get into that place where okay, let me go here and take myself back to center because now I'm in a place to rationalize what I know my faith to be. I'm able to put the pieces in that particular place, and in those particular in the right places, so that I can now start to put the puzzle back together again. Like, okay, all this doggone blue for the background, child, it all look the same. But once I get two pieces together, I'm like, oh, okay, okay, then I can get another piece, and so there. So now when I'm ready to do the work, that's that secret place, honey. That's okay. Hide me, honey, hide me so that I'm able to now deal with it and heal. So yeah. But listen, on that note, darling, we're going to get on up out of here. Mr. Lavelle had to go take care of something, and it's getting to that time. We got to go get his son from work. I got to go to work in the morning. Child, my little 2 little days off just go so quickly, child. They just go so quickly, But I work in the daytime tomorrow, so that's cute. But in any event, honey, listen, I want you guys to take this time, honey, and let's look at the ratchet behavior. And again, I posed a question, honey: is this ratchet behavior the Judas of the Black culture, honey? Is it one of those things that's needed in order for change to come? Huh? Is ratchet behavior, ratchet culture needed for change to come? Hmm. That's a deep question. So on that note, honey, listen, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished. And you have been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats, honey. If you love us like you say you do, honey, I want you to like, subscribe, share with any and everybody. Share it on all the platforms, honey. Whatever you're watching this, you're on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and well, I got several Facebook pages, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever, wherever you're watching us at, honey, like it, subscribe, share to it, okay, and all of that, honey. But listen, if you hate me or us, okay, don't like something I said, want to finger snap and roll your neck and carry on, you can go and tell all of your motherfucking enemies to come and like, subscribe, and to share. Because I need you to understand one thing, that everything that we are doing here at Three the Hard Way, our syndicate, honey, yes. Everything that we're doing here at Three the Hard Way, honey, in any way, shape, style, form, and or fashion, will move forward. Okay? So on that note, darlings, let me let you guys get back into your Saturday evening. For those of you who are trying to go out, okay, go out, be careful, be safe. If you are in Atlanta, honey, and y'all get the Bulldogs and they start fighting again, slash them bitches, honey. Grab them and throw them into a wall or throw them outside the damn door. All that damn fighting. I'm so sick of that shit. Mm. Anywho, I'll see you guys the next time, okay? Woo! Okay, couldn't hold it. Good night.